Howdy YouTube, I'm just back with another video. I haven't made a video for a little while because it's been the summer and it's been busy, but just to let you know what's going on with my Himalayan 450. So if you notice, I've added a few more custom parts, a few more mods, so this is part of the mod series. So I've ordered a few bits from a company called Unit Garage over in Italy that do some bike specific parts for the Himalayan. First thing you'll notice is the taller screen. It's about 40 centimeters. It's a little bit bigger than the stock tall screen, but it's obviously very much wider. I've taken this out for a little bit of a ride just to test it, and it does provide a bit more protection from the wind. It's still not perfect, but it is better. You only get a tiny bit of buffering at the top of your helmet. So I've yet to test it on a long ride going sort of 70 miles an hour plus, but on the whole it's a very nice bit of kit. It's black and it's wide and it suits my Himalayan, which is all blacked out, so I quite like that. The next thing you'll notice is I've installed the Unit Garage short front mudguard, which I think gives the bike a more stubby, aggressive look. Just going back with that screen, I actually think it looks quite nice. It's obviously a lot shorter than the stock windscreen, but it's a lot wider, so it'll be interesting to see if it stops all the mud being flicked up when you're riding in the wet and mucky conditions. Also on the side there, the Unit Garage side mount plates, which I just think gives the bike a more industrial, aggressive, sort of post-apocalyptic look. So I quite like that. There's one on that side and one on that side. All the parts are just bolt on, so yeah, quite pleased with it. The other thing I'm going to mention is, I said I'd do this in another video, but I had a Sahara seat cover in a diamond stitch leatherette style with a gel insert, very comfy, but I said I'd report back after doing a long trip on these cool covers, which I also bought, and I can say that I think that the cool covers are slightly more comfortable. I was a lot more comfortable on this than the Sahara seat cover. They don't compress. I was riding in hot conditions, so there's plenty of airflow. So my conclusion is, although the Sahara seat covers are comfy and they add sort of a quality comfort to your ride, these are just slightly better. I was less fatigued on these, less sort of arse ache after a long day in the saddle, so I'll put these back on for now. But as you can see, that's the bike at the moment. Totally changed the whole look of the bike now with my blacking out parts and my custom bits. So yeah, that's it. So fitting of the Unit Garage stuff, it's good quality stuff. However, the mudguard and the side plates, not a problem. Fitting, they're quite good. However, the bracket for the Unit Garage, and I haven't sort of shown you this, so it comes with a built-in sort of GPS mount, and basically it's just a direct replacement for the stock mount. However, on mine, and it could just be mine, it didn't quite fit. It was a little bit too snug for me to place the brackets on. It's held on there with just replacement bolts. But this part, it was just too tight, and I could have put it in a vise and sort of angled it out a bit more, but I didn't want to risk that in case I bent it too far. So what I've actually done is I've just used my own bolts, long bolts, because on here you've got one bolt here, one bolt there, and then two either side, and they're quite short. But what I've done is I've managed to kind of, with a rubber mallet, tap that on. I've had to remove the metal kind of sleeves that are on there that retain the bolts, and I've just put two long bolts from one side going through and just snug them up with some nuts either side. So I've made it work. And it could be just the one that I was sent, but that was a bit of a problem. But the trouble is, this stuff comes from Italy. It took quite a while for it to get to me, and I didn't want to send it back and then have to wait another further month for a replacement part, and then there was a risk that that replacement part, it would have had the same issue. So just be aware that when you're buying this, that bracket may be a bit too snug. to fit. And there you can see the bolts here and here, but I've just used like a long bolt that goes straight through, and I've snugged it up with some nylon nuts either side, so that's solid, that's not going anywhere. But it looks really good, it looks really nice, and I'm quite pleased with it. But other than that fitting, just for that screen, I've no issue with the unit garage stuff. It looks good, it's well made, it's good quality. So there you go. So that's the bike, and I'll catch you in the next one where I'll do a rider's vlog. Alrighty, see you later, bye bye.